Do you ever get through a report of findings with a patient? Seems like they're totally on board. You send them off to your staff member, your CA, only to find out that they don't sign up for care. Sure, if you've got staff and you do that, it happens and it's frustrating. So, three questions come up. Number one, do you want your staff member to get them back in a room with you to have a discussion with the patient? Two, if you do want them to do that, how does the CA do that without offending them or feeling like they're being manipulated or strong arming them? And then the third thing is, doctor, for you, what do you do when you're back in the room with them? So, aloha, I'm Dr. Russ Rosen. I help natural healthcare providers just like you thrive in a care versus care true optimal health model within 6 months so you can create the life and practice of your dreams, all without sleazy sales tactics, high pressure gimmicks, or tons of marketing. So here's the deal. It's a common issue. It's very frustrating, and we can absolutely blow it. If you're more of an assertive kind of person, you can certainly strong arm a patient only to have them leave your office screaming like their hair is on fire and bad mouthing you. If you're a non assertive, you can just have your CA say, oh, okay. And neither of those serves you or your patient. The truth is, the odds are they're never going to get the care that they need. The odds are you're going to lose them forever. And as importantly, they might be out there bad mouthing you. So, what are the solutions to this? Well, the first thing is you, doctor, need to do a killer job in your portion of the reported findings. And if your CA is doing some of that, they need to do a great job too, because by the time you hand this patient over to the CA to sign them up for care, to get them scheduled, to take their money, you need to make sure that they fully understand it. You need to make sure that they understand the value of the care. They have literally said out loud what is going on, how it's affecting them, what happens if they don't get it taken care of, what if they do get it taken care of, it's more of a health problem than a back problem, what level of health we actually want to get them to, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It is your job to make sure that you and your team have done a great job. If not, it's not fair to send them over to a CA to get them scheduled and take their money. Whitehall, Greg Stanley, I love his story about, he says, if you're going to ask your CA to skin a bear, shoot the bear in the head first. Don't ask him to skin a live bear. In essence, don't go through some of the information where the patient really doesn't understand the value of care and then send them over there to get your CA to have them sign up for a six or eight or $10,000 program. It won't work and it's not fair. Okay. Number two, we need to make sure that your CA knows how to handle all possible objections. So how do they handle the time issue, the money issue? I'm not sure it's going to work for me. They're not engaged. Something else going on. Now, next week, I'm going to be going into way more detail here, and I'm going to be talking very specifically about how to handle these. But those are things you need to make sure that your CA can handle for when they're speaking with that patient. 9 times out of 10, they can just handle that stuff, and they don't need to go get you. You're with patients, etc., and they can just handle it for you. But you need to make sure they know how to do that. Okay, now the next question is this. How do they do it? How does the CA get that patient back into the room to speak with you? What I hear all the time, and I would ask you not to do, it ruins relationships. It causes problems, but I hear it all the time, is I'm going to need to go get the doctor so the doctor can speak with you. Or I'm going to need to go get the doctor so that she can sign you out and close your case. Can you see how frustrating that might be for someone? Hair on the back of your neck coming up. You can feel that you're going to get into a challenging argument with, I just don't want to do it. I just want out of here. So don't do that. It pisses people off. It ruins relationships. Again, next week, I'm going into my best version of exactly how to handle that. So the last piece is the doctor actually walks into the room, and you need to have a very specific conversation with the patient using laser, listen, acknowledge, ask, solution, resolution. What so many of us do is we don't listen, acknowledge, ask. We just go for the solution. We walk in and say, hey, so Sally tells me that you don't want to do care. What's the problem? I thought you wanted to do this. So I'm going right for the solution. I'm asking a question, but it's not the kind of clarifying question that I want. And it doesn't acknowledge and de-escalate the stress, because there's a very good possibility they are frustrated and they are stressed. And if we don't de-escalate that first, then we're going to have a challenging relationship. And again, they're going to leave and they're not going to be happy. So we're going to acknowledge and de-escalate the situation. We have to ask very specific, clarifying questions to clarify the truth about why it is that they don't want to do care, and see if we can find solutions to the problems. So I hope that you found this valuable. If you would like to go into the club and hear my detailed version of all the things that I recommend that we do here, just let me know. If you're in the community, just put in the comment below club, and I'll go ahead and get you a free month into the club. Tons of information. There are all the master classes we've done that are 15, 20 minutes. We do full hour discussions and go into great detail. Tons of great information. But if you'd like specifically this, yeah, and again, these and these are there for you if you like in the club. And again, we'll get you a free month. So please, if you found this valuable, let me know. If you'd like to jump into the club for next week, we'll be diving into great detail. Please let other people know about our free community. If you've not been watching the master classes, please do that. There's tons of great information there. So, as always, much love and aloha. Bye, gang.